Hi, my name is Angel Cox, and I will be going over the materials, chapters 8 and 9, as well as the therapy session that we reviewed. So the similarities that I found within the video that are very similar to what I envision counseling to be like is that the counselor catered to the well-being of the client. From personal experience, just being in outpatient therapy myself, I feel as though it is very important to know the client, to know the client's triggers, to know what the client is expecting out of therapy, and to know what the client needs from you as a therapist, and to know what the threshold of your client is. If you see your client's like body language becoming like stiff or becoming anxious, like shaking of the leg, or you can tell that they're withdrawing from session and they're not as open and not as engaging as they were prior, I think it's very important for us to be sensitive to that and know when to stop or know when to step back. And that has a lot to do with the SOLAR acronym as well, is the body language of your client and being aware of how they were responding through their body. I liked how they pinpointed what the client is focusing on and what they're emphasizing, because sometimes our perception of reality and the perception of the situations that we are facing and going through, we can emphasize those to the point where it could become bigger than it actually is, or we could be minimizing it. Chapter 8 and 9, I like the way Charles Rogers' therapeutic triad focused on warmth, genuineness, and empathy. Exhibiting warmth doesn't mean condoning. And so that's very important as a counselor to be empathetic and to be able to relate, but also not cross the boundary of putting our own personal experiences off on our client, but being able to show empathy and being able to step into their shoes and feel those emotions with them and be honest and open and transparent about how they can get past it, but not transferring our own trauma or our own personal situations or our own opinions on them, but really like empathizing with the emotions that they're feeling. Charles said that genuineness is being ourselves, and empathy is the private perception of others and being okay with it. So basically getting in that perception of what other people are feeling and being okay with that, being willing to be uncomfortable with your client when it's hard for them to process those emotions or talk about those things that are hard for them to talk about. He also mentioned it's important for us to walk a mile in our client's shoes, and the importance of it's important as well in Christianity. So Galatians 6 basically talks about how God wants us to empathize with those around us. And so it's very important that we empathize and that we model how Christ walked in the earth. He empathized, and he became amongst the people that were quote unquote sinners. We as counselors have to empathize and walk alongside, and not at a distance or in a way that makes it feel judgmental. Not to a point where we're so distant that it makes it feel like we don't want to be a part of it, but not too close where we are transferring our own emotions. And Hawkins' model also talked about the integration of faith and counseling and the effects of spirituality. I think it's very important that we do, as Christians, integrate our faith into sessions, but we also don't force our faith on our clients, because that is against the ACA Code of Ethics. So I hope you all enjoyed my video. Thank you.